Give a damn about a hater when I feel like it. Not today, not today, not today, not tomorrow. Get out my way.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome to Straight No Chase. I'm your boy, Petty Pat. And before we get into today's topic, I have something to tell you guys. So, like I told you in my last video where I talked about the Power Rangers Once and Always special that I was going to be going on my friend Brandon's podcast, B13 Nerdcast of Randomness. Check it out. But I went on there and talked a little bit more in depth on that. So that's going to be coming out June 3rd. So you guys check that out. I have links to all his stuff in the description. And then when the episode comes out, I'll even share it to my YouTube page if that's possible. But let's get into today's topic. So I wanted to talk a little bit about this new sport. I don't even feel comfortable calling it a sport. Power slap. Now I've you've heard of this sport. Power slap is a competition where essentially people just take turns slapping the dog shit out of each other. Like, I really don't get it. So apparently this originated in Russia and Poland, with guys essentially having slap competitions and just to simply, I guess, slap the dog shit out of each other, prove some type of dominance. I don't fucking know the point of it. I'm just going to go on record and say this is the dumbest fucking sport I've ever seen in my life. It is stupid as shit. I don't get it. I don't get why, as a human male or female, would want to sign up to just have the shit slapped out of you repeatedly for fucking money. That shit sounds dumb as hell to me. I don't get it. I don't get the logic in it. It doesn't prove you're tough. It's dumb, diggity dumb. Anyways, let's get into it. So, like I said, it originated in Russia and Poland. So, our lovely president of the UFC, Dana White, thought this would be a great money grab for him because he saw all the views it was getting on social media, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, etc., etc. He thought, yes, let's bring this sport to the U.S. Sponsored under the UFC, all that shit. Yeah, no. I could have told you from jump, the moment he was like, let's bring this to the United States, that was the stupidest idea ever. Like, the fact that he even made it to the fact that he had 8 episodes that aired on TV. Like, someone agreed to put this stupid shit on TV. Like, and I don't understand why. That is why? Why would you do that? But anyways, how it started is Dana White founded this shit, the Power Slap League, because all of the attention Russia and Poland were getting due to these slap competitions. So he founded it. Did a whole, so his reason apparently for bringing this to the U.S., he says this would have been safer than MMA and boxing. And I'm like, cap, bro. That's straight cap. Like, how is this safer? At least in MMA and boxing, you are actually actively defending yourself, not trying to get punched, kicked, kneed in the fucking face, choked out, whatever. You're actively defending yourself. You're not standing there letting another human being slap your face as hard as they can with no defense. You just have to stand there and take that shit. I don't understand how he thought this would be safer. That is cap of all caps. Anyways, so apparently this was supposed to premiere on January 11th, 2023, but apparently it got delayed because of videos resurfaced apparently of Dana White slapping the shit out of his wife at a nightclub. How ironic. How fucking ironic is that? He's coming out with a sport about slapping motherfuckers and then get his shit delayed because he slapped a motherfucker. Anyways, so again, this man got delayed, but again, he had, apparently they had a whole exhibition event that took place before the actual show. He went through all the loops and changes. He was like, oh yeah, we got to get this immediately fucking sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. And for some stupid reason, the Nevada State Athletic Commission decided to, yes, this is a grand idea. Let's bring this to Las Vegas. Let's bring this to Nevada, the state of Nevada. This is a fucking tastic idea. So then we could proceed with Dana White doing what he normally does, dumb shit, coming up with the rules, regulations, fouls, everything to be put in place for this slap league. Now here's the kicker. I did watch an actual episode. I'm not just getting on here talking shit without actually watching an episode. So I did watch the first episode of Power Slap. Now, it took me by surprise because I thought this was just going to be a show about teams just coming to have a slap competition. Like it was going to be international teams like USA, Russia, whatever. Lo and behold, when I watched this, Dana White decided, let's do the Ultimate Fighter format for this. So basically, motherfuckers are slapping each other to get to live in the house with each other, where then we would compete to see who will be the first Power Slap world champion. So yes, he thought it was a good idea to go with the Ultimate Fighter format for this. Just a bunch of dudes living in the house waiting to slap the shit out of each other. Like, what the actual fuck? You might as well just call this shit the real world. 7 strangers living in one house, true story. Anyways, I digress. So also, this is not just like male on female. Like there is not a dude slapping a woman and vice versa. This is male on male. There are weight classes actually in place. So we have 4 weight classes. We have welterweight 170, middleweight 185, light heavy 205, and heavyweight 265. So essentially all the weight classes, all the base weight classes that were in the UFC when the company started, and pretty much the same weight, pretty much maximums. 265 for heavyweight, 205 for light heavy, 185 for middleweight, 170 for welterweight. Actually, I take that back. These are not the base 4 weight classes for UFC because there's no lightweight division that I actually noticed. So actually, never mind. So, okay. Like I said, he went with the Ultimate Fighter format for this, and he proceeded to go get 2 coaches like you would on the Ultimate Fighter, except with the 2 coaches on the Ultimate Fighter will be 2 contracted UFC fighters. Nope. So Dana White goes out and gets these 2 slap fight champions. I guess they compete overseas. I didn't really look into their backstory, but I did get their names. So we have Darius the Destroyer, 22, and then we have this guy named Wolverine, Ron Bata. Apparently in their last slap fight with each other. Okay, first off, Darius the Destroyer is undefeated, and I'm so uncomfortable calling these slap fights because you're not actually fighting. So slap competitions. These are not slap fights. I refuse to call them slap fights. They are slap competitions. So apparently Darius the Destroyer is undefeated in this sport. And basically Wolverine Ron Bata is basically like his Sasuke, his rival throughout this. Apparently in their last slap competition, they went 27 rounds of just slapping the hell out of each other, just slapping their meat beaters across each other's face. 27 rounds. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, somebody left with a damn concussion. If you didn't, I'm shocked. But I'm just being real. Like this whole competition is just dumb as fuck. Like, I'm not a fucking brain expert or a neurologist or nothing, but I'm pretty sure the human brain is not meant to be rattled that many times throughout the day, yet alone just as a competitor or like doing this as a sport competition. Like, I feel like these are unprotected people. They are standing there with their arms behind their back, getting slapped by another human. And the only way to win these fights is to slap someone to where they're so incoherent that they can't continue. Let me show you a quick clip. See what I'm saying? This lady got the shit slapped out of her, and she couldn't even recover. She did a whole somersault. That's the tumble they teach you when you trying to learn how to flip in like kindergarten or preschool, tumble class and shit. Like, this is not a safe sport. I don't know why anybody would, in their right mind, would have sanctioned this. This is the dumbest shit ever. And then I realized something. There was a dude who was at the exhibition to compete to get into the house. This guy said he's been a professional in the sport for 14 years. Has this sport been around for 14 years? Because if it has, please someone tell me. Because if it has not been around for 14 years, this is just a random dude walking around slapping people on the street for no apparent reason. And he's been a professional at doing this for 14 years. But anyways, I digress. The fact that they are calling these fights, the fact that they're saying this is talent, I will not say this is talentless. There is a technique to this, as I learned from watching the actual episode. There is a technique to actually slapping someone correctly. There are rules in place. There are reasons you have to basically say your slap, how many wind-ups you're going to give, and what hand. So, like, yeah, there are rules in place and regulations in place for this. So you can't just haul off and slap somebody in their ear, apparently. So, like, there are rules in place. So you're not just essentially slapping the shit out of each other however you want, but essentially you are slapping the shit out of each other however you want. So the rules are you can't flinch at all. After being slapped, you have 30 seconds to recover from the initial slap. So if you stumble, you got 30 seconds to recover from that. Or if they see you can't continue, period, they'll just stop the whole fight. There are 3 rounds minimum, depending on the format. You win by TKO, KO, or judge's decision, which I found insane. And they use the same 10-point must system as MMA and boxing. So it's crazy. I don't know how you're going to judge this on the 10-point system. Like, how does that work? Because I actually went to their website and looked up all these rules. And even at the bottom of the website, it says essentially the rest of the rules will be uploaded at a later date. So they don't even have the full rule book on their website. This is just what I got from the website. So fouls are clubbing. Apparently clubbing is when you go to slap someone, you essentially ear hold them. You slap them right in the ear, because apparently a legal slap is right across the cheek. So no hitting in the ear, period. It has to go across the cheek. Stepping. Apparently stepping is a big one in this competition. So apparently when you slap, both feet have to remain planted within the square, essentially at shoulder width apart. So you can't just, like, you can slap, but you cannot move your feet. So if you turn, like, do a little pivot with your foot, that's called stepping. So that's a foul. You'll lose a point, whatever. Or you could essentially lose the competition. The wind-up apparently is a thing. I'm assuming, you can't come from, like, the ground and just slap somebody, like uppercut slap somebody. I'm assuming that's what they mean by wind-up. Illegal wind-up, excuse me. Like I said before, flinching, can't flinch. Obviously, you can't block, but again, they're making them hold this, like, little foam pylon thing while holding their hands behind their back, so no one can really move their hands up to block anyway. And apparently there's a delay of game. I'm assuming that's when your initial 30 seconds run out for you to slap your opponent. So the foul consequences are a warning, a point deduction, obviously, loss of a strike, so essentially you lose a turn, or their opponent gets a restrike, or you could be disqualified. So those are some of the rules and fouls that I looked up, and these are all from the website. You can go look them up yourself to see that I'm not making these up. I will actually put the link to the website in the description. So apparently this show did air on TV. It apparently aired on TBS. And it aired for 8 episodes, and like I said, I didn't watch this. I just watched the first episode. As I said, I didn't want to entertain this. I felt this is the stupidest competition I've ever heard of. Like, why? Why does this exist? Like, this proves nothing. This does not prove your toughness. And let me explain something. And, like, I'm sure some people will get on here and be like, oh, maybe you aren't tough enough to take a slap, or maybe you can't take a slap. No, it's not that. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the fact that me as a grown man, if you open hand slap me in the face, what that means to me is you have zero, absolutely zero, maybe even negative respect for me as a human person and a man. So, no, I'm not going to stand there in a competition and get slapped by another male of my equal weight and height as hard as they can. We're not just going to trade slaps. That's stupid as shit. That shows me we have no respect for each other. That's what I take an open hand slap as, disrespect. And I did get kind of look up how much these guys got paid for this competition or paid to do these competitions. Apparently, it's only $2,000. Now, I'm sure some of these bigger names, they have like small sponsorships, so they're not just relying on this $2,000. But at the same time, some of the smaller guys, the guys who are just coming in, this $2,000 is essentially for hospital bills. This is for you to go to the hospital afterward to make sure you don't have concussion, brain damage, brain bleeding, whatever the case may be, from being slapped for 3 rounds, 4 rounds, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rounds, however many rounds. Anyways, like I said, this aired on TBS for 8 episodes. And apparently on March 13th of this year, 2023, TBS and WB announced that they would not renew Power Slap for a season 2. You know why? Due to low ratings. Because look at that. Other people around the world and in America thought this was stupid. Stupid as fuck. Anyways. Also, former chairman of the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Stephen Klubeck, said, who was an integral part in approving Power Slap in Nevada, said, "I made a mistake. I'm not happy about it." Which means the moment he approved this, or at least sometime after, he regretted making decisions for approving this in his state. And now, as you can see, I did say former chairman. I don't know if this caused him to resign or he was just on his way out and he was just like, I'm just going to prove some dumb shit on my way out. Anyways, this does not surprise me that this was not renewed. It was a dumb idea, dumb concept. I'm going to keep it with a buck. Listen to where it came from. It came from Russia and Poland. I'm sorry. We are, as Americans, are not built like that. We are not built like them. We are not built the same. From the clip I showed you, that was a chick who was Hungarian who slapped an American lady. Like, you saw that. We are not built the same. Like, I'm just saying. This was a terrible idea to try to bring this sport to the U.S. Leave it in Russia and Poland. It's just a dumb sport. So, Dana White, I applaud you for trying, but you should have known from jump this was just a money grab. You weren't going to achieve the same amount of success. And plus, all the slap competitions aired on the internet. So, of course, they're getting thousands, millions, whatever views. Like, it's the internet. Like, shit just pops up randomly on people's social media. Like, of course you're getting views. Like, it's different from putting this show on TV and you're relying on ratings to stay afloat. Like, this was dumb. TBS, I don't know why you approved this. I don't know why you thought this was going to be a good idea. I don't know if it was because of The Ultimate Fighter and because of Dana White. But again, this was stupid. Thank God you came to your senses and realized this was dumb as hell and you're not bringing it back. I'm sure Dana White has not given up on this, so he'll find a way to either bring it to the internet, get another TV deal, whatever the case may be. But this is my 2 cents on this dumb fucking sport, Power Slap. That is my fucking time. As always, keep it classy, motherfuckers. Deuces.